So I've been digging around and I found this to prove that Elsa is still a human and not a goddess. And I came across Tumblr. Now I'll leave the individual anonymous for privacy reasons, but I will get into what this individual said or the photos that he or she posted. Now I won't get into the notes this person posted, but I will get into the 2 photos that she posted, which is basically what she's talking about. It's just these 2 photos. So it's a photo she took of a book, or she downloaded a photo of this book, and another photo is a screenshot of Frozen Fandom site. I don't know what's the site is called, but I think it's the Frozen Fandom site. So here's my first issue. People been quoting books and books, calling it canon, calling it semi-canon. None of these are canon, and I'll prove it to you today. However, there's a tiny bit of books that are canon that you can rely on, but most is not canon. But I'll only focus today on the top photo, because I don't believe a word that comes out of Frozen 2 fandom site, since it can be edited by other people regardless of if they're working on Frozen or if they had been working on Frozen. So it can be edited by anyone that has insights or has an account on the site. But it's basically similar to the top one, but I'll focus on the top one. So let me read it before I have any questions towards it. As Elsa sang along in harmony with the memory of a donor, she began to transform into who she always meant to be. Her dress spun around her body and her hair fell loose and widely untamed. A crown of vines and leaves adored her head as the other elements swirled around her. Air, fire, water and earth. Elsa had transformed into the element Honeymaiden had spoken of. Elsa was the 5th spirit, the bridge between nature and people. She was the Snow Queen, and this person circled Snow Queen. But here are some mistakes that I found in this very passage right here. So here's the first one. Her dress spun around her body and her hair fell loose and widely untamed, which is incorrect because in Frozen 2, before Elsa entered Holland or this glacier, her hair was already untamed and loose. So this person you're talking about is already in, so that means her hair was tied inside, which is false. Moving on. A crown of vines and leaves adored her head, which is still false. Those are not leaves in her hair. Nor is it vines, because vines comes from trees. There's no trees in Holland. There was no such thing as leaves trees. So this statement is also false. Moving on. As the other elements swirled around her. Well, it's not technically the other elements, it's like crystals. These crystal elements that went around her, not literally the elements went around her. So the statement is also false. Another statement that I want to focus on is, it says Elsa was the 5th spirit, the bridge between nature and people. Nowhere is they mention Anna. So this book is completely fake, it's not true. Most of the books is like this, but most people believe it, even though they have no real questions around it. None of these people work for Disney. I can explain how it works. I had a debate with someone on Reddit, and this person said all the books are canon because it's Disney, it came from Disney. Well, that's only the promotion that Disney gives. Just like get fake Nike taggies. The same way they cannot sue you even though it's fake, but some people still buy it because they cannot afford the original. So that doesn't mean it is original, that even though it has the Nike sign and all that, doesn't mean it's original. But coming back to the post, it says that Elsa was the 5th spirit, the bridge between nature and people. She was the Snow Queen. Now correction, 5th spirit doesn't mean Snow Queen. I don't know where the hell whoever wrote this book got that from. If it was indeed meant that she was the Snow Queen and the 5th spirit would have been mentioned. But she was the Snow Queen all along. It's not something new. Only the 5th spirit is something new to us. But she was all along based on the Snow Queen, so it's unlikely that they mentioned she was the Snow Queen. Since we are not dumb, we can read, we can understand what is happening. Also, here's also a statement that claims my theory is true. Indeed, it says here she began to transform into who she was always meant to be, which means not destiny. It is prophecy that had to happen in order to save the people in the enchanted forest from the mist and free them So she was always meant to be the fifth spirit in order to save these people and become the living embodiment of the fifth spirit, since there was no mention of the fifth spirit before. Nor was there a need for a fifth spirit before this war started. For King Runot betrayed them. Back this up, there's also another statement in this photo. It said Honeymaiden had spoken of. So if Honeymaiden knew the fifth spirit would have come and do all this, that just proves it even more that it was a prophecy, that it went from generation to generation till it became true. Proof of the prophecy is in Frozen 2. Check my video out that I explained what the prophecy is and who is this godlike being in the prophecy. That just proves everything that I'm saying is true. But don't get me wrong, there are plenty of books that is canon, that is the truth, that can be reliable. So I'm not just dissing every book that is Frozen wise. There's plenty of books that is true. There is this one individual book from Agnar and the Doorner. It's called Dangerous Secrets by Mary Mankasi. Oh, don't know if I'm making that sound right, but that's who wrote the book. Now this book that I mentioned is so good. You can feel the emotion, the expression, the love. So I'll suggest go give that book a try. However, it's semi-canon, so it's not like part of the story, but it's good. There's plenty more books where that came from that is semi-canon and can be reliable. So this is one of them. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And please comment what your favorite Frozen book is. Catch you all in the next one.